Argentina's Sarandí Canal turns blood red, causes, impact, and concerns. In early February 2025, residents of Avellaneda, a neighborhood on the outskirts of Buenos Aires, Argentina, woke up to a shocking sight. The Sarandí Canal had turned a deep blood red. The dramatic change in color alarmed locals and authorities, raising fears of industrial pollution and toxic contamination. Possible causes of the red water. Experts and environmental officials are investigating the phenomenon, with initial findings pointing to an industrial dye spill. The Sarandí Canal runs through an industrial area home to tanneries, textile factories, and chemical processing plants, all of which could be potential sources of contamination. One key suspect is aniline, a toxic substance used in dyes and pharmaceuticals. Aniline is colorless in its pure state but turns red upon oxidation. Officials believe the presence of this chemical in the water could explain the dramatic color shift. Other reports suggest that a large quantity of red organic dye might have been illegally dumped into the canal. The Buenos Aires Environmental Ministry collected water samples for analysis, and initial tests confirmed the presence of synthetic dyes. Health and environmental impact. The red water caused concern among residents, not only for its shocking appearance but also for its strong chemical odor. Many feared it could pose a health hazard to local communities and wildlife. The canal feeds into the Rio de la Plata, one of Argentina's major water bodies, raising concerns about potential contamination of drinking water sources and marine life. This is not the first time the Sarandí Canal has changed color. In the past, residents have seen the water turn green, blue, violet, and even greasy black due to pollution from nearby industries. Government and public response. Local authorities have launched an investigation to identify the source of the contamination. Officials are considering possible legal action against industries found responsible for the spill. Meanwhile, environmental activists and residents are demanding stricter regulations on industrial waste disposal to prevent future incidents. Broader environmental issues in Argentina. The Sarandí Canal is part of the Matanza-Riachuelo River Basin, one of the most polluted waterways in Latin America. Decades of industrial waste dumping, chemical spills, and inadequate environmental enforcement have left many of Argentina's rivers in poor condition. Despite cleanup efforts, incidents like this Red River event highlight ongoing environmental challenges. The Sarandí Canal's pollution crisis, a deeper look. The dramatic transformation of Argentina's Sarandí Canal into a blood-red waterway has sparked concerns over environmental safety, industrial waste management, and government accountability. While the immediate cause appears to be a chemical spill or dye contamination, the event is just one symptom of a much larger issue: Argentina's struggle with industrial pollution and inadequate environmental oversight. 1. The Sarandí Canal's industrial landscape. The Sarandí Canal runs through Avellaneda, an industrial hub near Buenos Aires, which is home to tanneries, chemical plants, and textile factories. These industries frequently use synthetic dyes, toxic chemicals, and organic pollutants, many of which end up in local water bodies due to poor waste management practices. Historical pollution. The canal has previously turned green, blue, violet, and even black due to industrial waste dumping. Local residents recall seeing oil slicks and foam on the water's surface, further indicating chemical contamination. Key pollutants found in the water. Aniline, a highly toxic dye precursor used in textiles and pharmaceuticals. It turns red when oxidized. Heavy metals, industrial processes, especially in leather tanning and metal plating, release chromium, lead, and arsenic, all of which are harmful to both human health and aquatic ecosystems. Organic waste, decayed organic matter from slaughterhouses and food processing plants reduces oxygen levels, suffocating fish and other marine life. 2. Health and environmental risks. The blood-red water was accompanied by a strong chemical odor, which led many residents to worry about airborne toxins and potential health effects. Possible health effects. Respiratory issues, exposure to volatile organic compounds, VOCs, from dyes and industrial chemicals can cause breathing difficulties, dizziness, and nausea. Water contamination. If the red dye seeps into groundwater or the Rio de la Plata, it could pollute drinking water supplies. Ecological damage. The spill disrupts aquatic life, potentially leading to fish kills, habitat destruction, and long-term biodiversity loss. 3. Government and environmental response. Local authorities responded by dispatching a mobile lab to collect water samples and conduct chemical analysis. Investigating local factories suspected of dumping pollutants into the canal. Reviewing environmental regulations for industrial waste disposal. However, Argentina has long struggled with lax enforcement of environmental laws. Many industries illegally discharge waste into rivers to avoid costly disposal fees. Even when violations are identified, penalties are often minimal, failing to deter future pollution. 4. Broader context. Argentina's water pollution crisis. The Sarandí Canal is part of the Matanza-Riachuelo River Basin, a notorious pollution hotspot. The Matanza-Riachuelo River, often called one of the most polluted rivers in the world, suffers from sewage discharge, heavy metal contamination, and industrial waste dumping. Key environmental challenges in Argentina. 1. Weak enforcement. Despite strict laws, corruption and lack of resources hinder environmental protection efforts. 2. Industrial expansion. Argentina's economy relies heavily on manufacturing, agriculture, and mining, all of which contribute to pollution. 3. Urban waste mismanagement. Many cities lack proper waste treatment facilities, leading to direct dumping into rivers and lakes. Past environmental disasters. 2008. Argentina's Supreme Court ordered a massive cleanup of the Matanza-Riachuelo River, yet progress has been slow. 2017. A cyanide spill from a gold mine contaminated rivers in San Juan province, sparking public outrage. 2021. Illegal waste dumping caused toxic algal blooms in Lago Nahuel Huapi, endangering local tourism. 5. Possible solutions and future outlook. What can be done to prevent future incidents? 1. Stronger environmental regulations. The government must impose stricter monitoring of industrial waste disposal. 2. Increased penalties for polluters. Companies found guilty of illegal dumping should face heavier fines and criminal charges. 3. Investment in water treatment infrastructure. Improved sewage and industrial waste treatment facilities can reduce contamination. 4. Public awareness and activism. Citizen-led initiatives and NGOs can hold industries and government agencies accountable. Can the Sarandí Canal recover? While natural flushing and cleanup efforts may restore the canal's normal color, the long-term impact remains uncertain. If toxic substances persist in the sediment, the canal